Hi guys, it's Kelly here and I'm back with another video for Honeybee Stamps. I pulled out a whole lot of products, but really the star of the show is this Autumn Splendor cover plate. Showed you the maple leaf, I didn't end up using it. I did use the Bitty Buzzwords for fall, which I super love. And then I did use the Garden Harvest stamp. These pumpkins I totally love, I use them every year. I did not use them on this card, but it's just because things didn't turn out the way that I thought that they would. That happens to everybody, right? So my game plan here was to kind of compare the brighter distress inks for fall, like those same kind of color palettes, with the richer colors for fall, which is the bottom color palette. And I actually ended up changing the green. You'll see when we get to the ink blending portion of it. I just didn't really love the crushed olive with it, and so I ended up going with peeled paint. But regardless, we're just going to do, these are so quick and simple, and you can do this with any cover plate. I just did it with the autumn one because, well, we're heading into fall, and this is a beautiful color cover plate. Why do I keep wanting to say color? Does anybody know? Maybe it's because I love coloring so much. But I used to do backgrounds like this all the time, especially when distress inks first came out, where just randomly putting down color on my background and then turning those into cards, whether with die cuts or stamping over top of it. Like I haven't really, when was the last time I even bought pattern paper? Like I used to just make my own with my stamps and my distress inks all the time. And I still do. Like it's still a really good technique for super fast cards. So here, this is the brighter one, which is colors that I would normally gravitate toward during the summer. And I didn't leave a lot of room for my green, which is my own fault because I got so excited about the purple and the pink. But so I'm going to just kind of layer them on top of each other. You guys know if you watch my videos, I always do my distress inking twice. Because to me, looking at this, it looks just super splotchy. So I always go back over it again just to get a better blend of my colors and a richer color saturation. Just because that's what I prefer. If you don't, that's totally fine. That's no big deal. But I am going to like take my orange in a little bit more just to kind of break up the colors that I have going on. But just going right back over, for the most part, the colors that I've already put down. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the fall colors, or the more typical fall colors, just so you can kind of see the difference. I just, I guess, I just thought it would be interesting to see. And in this particular type of card, I ended up liking the darker fall colors better. But that doesn't mean that I don't still love my bright colors, because you know I puffy heart those. So I pretty much laid them out in the same kind of pattern so that they would look almost identical. But you can lay them down however you want. Just try to pay attention to putting complementary colors next to each other. So like blue and orange is going to make brown, purple and yellow is going to make brown, like things like that. Now if you pick like this, and this is it candied apple? Yeah, totally got away from me. Apparently, the last time I used it, which was 1,000,000 years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I had re-inked it, and it was still super juicy because I never used it, and I didn't realize that when I picked up all the color on my foam pad, and so the red is really, really kind of overtaking this card. But that's okay. It ended up being pretty in the end. So, this is what we're going to do. Then we're going to do, the die cutting, and I'll kind of explain how things didn't go the way that I expected. But this is a shorter video for me. And I know that there's quite a few of you who get upset when there isn't story time. But sometimes it's hard to fit it all in if it isn't like a 25, 30-minute video. And not every video can be 25 to 30 minutes. So sometimes I have short little blurbs. Today I do. The last video I had, I didn't really have one because I was kind of trying to fit in all the information about the stamp set and its availability. So when that happens, like, just kind of bear with me. It's not like story time's going away for forever. It's just, I didn't have time to fit it in that video. And it happens. So here is that second one with the richer color. You can see the crushed olive kind of is just blending right into that fossilized amber. And I did not love that. So I wanted there to be a little bit more contrast of color. So I just picked up the peeled paint, which is another really great fall color. And you can see now there is a specific area that is designated for green. Here, I've got them laid out side by side. I'm going to, I do this a lot with the water on my desk. Just pour it into the cap because I don't need a ton. So I did a little bit of spackling, spritzing, you know, whatever you want to call that, because I can't think of the word right now. What is the word that I want? Well, you get the idea, of clean water. And then I'm going to use gold perfect pearls. Typically, if I was making the card on the left for like a more summery palette, I would use the traditional perfect pearls. But definitely for fall, I almost always use the gold or the copper perfect pearls, just because I like them so much better with that color scheme. But you use whatever works for you, whatever you have on hand. So as far as life is going, we are 34 weeks, we're just over 34 weeks pregnant now. So we're getting there. Everybody's super uncomfortable. Not everybody, just me. And so here with the cover plate, like, I find that if my cards are already cut to size, I can line it up much better if I flip the cover plate upside down and then tape my background to the cover plate. So that way it's all lined up and I know it's going to cut how I want. If you do a bigger piece of paper, it's less of an issue, but I don't like to waste my paper. So I just ran those through my Spellbinders Platinum and cut them out. Here I'm just kind of showing you the difference between, like, you could put it on a dark background, you could put it on a bright background. I chose white just because I like a brighter background, but you could certainly do any of those. Here is where I'm going to show you what I did and what my game plan was, but it just didn't work out, and that's okay. Like, now I just have these leaves set off to the side because it's still going to be fall and I'll find another way to use them. But just so you know what's happening here, I'm going to do some heat embossing. I'm going to do some die cutting. But these aren't actually going to end up on the end of the card because I didn't love them. I just didn't love them. Sometimes that happens. So on the top is like a dark brown and on the bottom is a black. So just so we're clear about what's happening here. So anywho, there's a lot of things about pregnancy that are super uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure that that's well known at this juncture. But one of the things, and I have recently discovered that it doesn't happen to all women who are pregnant, but one of the things that I had with both of my kids is leg cramps. And it's not usually during the day. It's not usually during the day. It's usually in the middle of the night. And then, like, you can't move fast, okay? I can't. No. Did you know that hippos can run like 30 miles an hour? And I cannot understand how that is possible, because the way that I feel right now, I couldn't run at all, let alone 30 miles an hour. So, like, mad respect to those hippos, because that's fast. But anyway, so you can't move very quickly when you're trying to get up out of bed. And when you are woken up, which you are frequently at this point in pregnancy, like, trying to get out of bed to, like, get your foot flat so that your calf or your thigh or whatever stops cramping is so challenging. And then the other night, I could not, like, it wouldn't let go. I could not get it to let go. I tried rubbing it, I tried walking, I tried stretching, and of course it's like 5:30 in the morning. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, it's not like it would come at 5:30 in the evening when you would have plenty of time to take care of it. No. It comes at 5:30 in the morning when all you want to do is go back to sleep. which is already very limited because you have to wake up every time you need to roll over. So, yeah. So the other night, I was down. My mother swears by this. Um, my mother swears by drinking pickle juice, which I think actually came from my grandfather. Here I'm cutting out the words, and then I am doing like a little bit of a vellum background for the shadow part of it, which I actually saw Callie Pearson do. If you don't know who she is, please look her up. She's a lovely lady and she's super talented. And I was like, that's super cute and I love it, and it wouldn't contribute to the busyness in my background. So here I have all those pieces that I've cut out on the side where I've heat embossed them and cut them out, or I cut them out of glitter paper, and it just was too much, guys. I'm just going to be real with you. It was just too much with all of the things that were going on in the background of the card for me. It was too much for me. That doesn't mean it's too much for somebody else. So I'm just going to use that idea on another card. That's all. It's cool. I mean, I've already done the work. I'm not going to throw them away because also I'm not wasting all of that glitter paper. That's insanity. But so I just decided to accept that it is what it is. And sometimes you have to do that. So anyway, my mom swears by drinking pickle juice for leg cramps. And then I knew somebody else who said to eat like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of mustard. I can't do that. I could not bring myself to do the mustard because really I don't even like it at all on anything ever. So I certainly cannot just like put a big glob of it in my mouth. Blech. But so the other morning I told you I woke up at 5:30. So now I'm downstairs. Let me paint you this picture. I'm downstairs in the middle of the night with no lights on. The dogs are like, what's happening? Why are you here? I'm seeing you in the middle of the night and I don't understand what's going on. I'm in the kitchen in my nightshirt, no pants on, drinking pickle juice straight out of the jar, super classy, trying desperately to get this calf cramp to let go. I am not over exaggerating when I say that I probably drank half of the jar of pickle juice. Like I drank half of it, just standing there trying to get this, like walking this calf cramp off. And even when I went to bed, like it had given some, but I could still kind of feel it being like, I could go back into a full cramp anytime now. Like I could really get you. So I'm super looking forward to not having to wake up in the middle of the night to leg cramps. Also, do you have like family, like things that are passed down, like, oh, do this for this, like their home remedies, like the pickle juice thing? Or is my family the only weird family that has those things? I'd be curious to know. So here I have the, I think it's the Aurora mix. They're like a flat confetti, but they have like a gold sheen to them, which I kind of am in love with. And so I'm using those to accent my sentiments. The one on the right is in black and the one on the left is in dark brown, just because I felt like it matched the colors better. But that's it. These are two like super simple cards that like you can make with any cover plate, with any background, and switch up your color scheme. It's just a really good go-to technique. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you found a little bit of inspiration, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.